I don't hate women. I'm going to say it again. As a black man, I don't hate women. I was raised by strong, a strong black, beautiful queen. I'm talking about my mother. So I'm not going to sit back and bash and degrade women because my mother raised me. I watched my mother raise 6 other children, where she raised 7 by herself. So why am I going to sit back knowing that my mother took the responsibilities of raising us basically by herself? I don't remember none of our fathers helping my mother's financially, right? So for me, I can't do it. Like I hear a lot of men and women bashing each other. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then when I look at the 2 wives, Kofi, that I had in my life, I'm the one that destroyed my marriages. You get me? It wasn't them, it was me. So you gotta learn to be honest with yourself. And that's what a lot of people don't know how to do, man. They don't know how to be honest with themselves. Come on, OG, or cause I'm over here messing with my live stream too. Come on, y'all, talk to me.
Well, you know what? I can't really answer to this question because I'm only half, but I was raised with Caucasians and blacks. So, as far as I am concerned, I can actually say I was raised mostly by black, strong, beautiful queens, as in my godmother, my 3 aunties, my 4 uncles. Now all I have is just an auntie. So, yeah, I was blessed to have every last one of them ladies in my life to show me the right way instead of the wrong way. I said, you know what? They showed me God's way before I even knew what God's way was. And this started at 2 when I got up there. So, yeah.
Hey, this don't have nothing to do. Doesn't matter. But I was just wondering, because I heard you say auntie. Are you from the Midwest? What part of the U.S. you from? If you're in the U.S.
I'm in Michigan,
dude. Sometimes I see how some people pick up the words they use, and I say, well, they must be from here. That's why I say it ain't got nothing to do with the question. This is like my partner. He was from Chicago. We might say soda, but they say pound. You know what I mean? So I try to figure out where somebody from their words they use. So if you say auntie, like I know a lot of Midwesterners say that. That's why it wasn't nothing. Because I might say aunt, and they might say auntie or whatever. That's why I answered that. There was nothing to it. I was just wondering why. When you said that, it just caught my attention, though.
And see when I put that there, OG, it's not actually a black or white thing. It's a family thing. But I put as a black man, basically looking at self. I don't hate women. So it doesn't matter if you YT and you feel like you don't hate women. That's all I'm talking about. It has nothing specifically to do with your race. So however, I can only go back to my mother and how my mother raised us, put the morals, values, spiritual principles there. She taught us to respect adults. She taught us to respect like our teachers and stuff like that. She laid the qualities down. But we was the ones that went and did what we wanted to do when we got to that certain age. That's why when you hear me talk about at 11, I started the grass. At 13, I started the Thunderbird. At 14, it was the Cocoa. Then 15, I started interventionally using. My mother didn't know what I was doing. She asked me one day, she was like, Steve, she seen the mark on my arms. And she said, what is that on your arms? I was so embarrassed. The only thing I could say was railroad tracks. But now And she asked me too, she was like, well, what is going on with you? Now, my mother passed when I was 26. Now that I've done some work on myself, it's like, Mom, this is why I did this. This is why I did that. Because of the work I did inside of myself, now I know how to talk about those things as a child or a teenager, a young adult, that we bottled up and we use this stuff to sedate our feelings. So now the goal is to help others who stuck in certain areas like that to break those cycles. And with the housing program, like I always tell everybody, I don't just have Black people that reach out to me for help. I have all races that reach out for help. So that's why I don't make it a black and white thing. But when I ask a specific question, I'm looking at myself. And I want to hear about your character as a man. And, in relation to the prompt, just to say this, I don't hate women, period. You get it? OG! Come on, OG.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, I wanted you to talk because this is what it's about. And it's about us just talking about, be honest, some of the hatred and bitterness that I've been seeing on here with the men and the women, period. It's to flip the script. That's all. Because I don't want to be a part of that crew. Come on, Kofi.
But I think sometimes, Steve, now, and like I said, I ain't going to school for psychiatry and all that, but sometimes men, black men, will say certain things, they say so much that they'll act like you're beginning to think they do hate black women. But what I think it is, man, depends on the person, their upbringing. Don't get me wrong, some men would taught and seen that how they gonna treat a black woman and think that's the way to go. I just told a little young girl this other day. I said, the stuff your son see you allow the men to do to you, you messing him up because he gonna think that's the right way. So I was trying to tell her, you can't allow some of these things to happen to you because you got your son looking in. Because this one guy was talking trash to her that she was dating and she was all in love. He coming in the house and then she got to call the police and she can't stop him from coming in. I said, but see, you letting your son think mama can't protect us from the boogeyman.
Right.
Which is just, you know what I mean? So you painting a bad picture. So the thing we got to do, then next week, I don't send him to her because I'm telling you, because next week, you and this guy going to be back together. And your son going to see that. And he going to take all that in. So sometimes the guy that they might think hate a woman, it ain't that he hate him. This is what he's seen over years, how to treat him. That's all you know. When we look at how he treating her bad, but that's, because I had a buddy of mine tell me this one day, man, sometimes, man, you gotta go up beside their head. This is what he talked to me like this. And you gotta go. That's what they want and all that. But it ain't because I know that's what they want. But that's what he grew up. How he grew up and saw and watched, and it worked out for his father. So I be thinking that's what happens to some guys, man.
It is.
You understand what I'm saying, though?
It is, because anytime anybody, and I understand what you said, and I'm gonna say about the psychological part, right? Anytime anybody talk like that, they damage material. And basically it starts from whoever raised them to make them think it's okay. And I'm sharing it as a father myself, and as like my wife and I used to argue with each other the way we did. I couldn't wait until my children got to that age where they realized that daddy wasn't trying to hurt their mother, stuff like that, where they begin to see things for themselves. And I help them understand that in relationships, it takes work. So we aren't going to agree on the same thing. Some stuff we're not going to like. This is what I had to start as my children start getting older, because ours are grown now. So this is the way I had to help them understand. It takes work to make the relationship. And when I say relationship, I'm gonna go over into this area. A committed relationship. Anytime I make the decision to stop running the streets and sleeping around the world, and I tell you, I want you to be my girlfriend, that means I'm not going to keep running and doing what I'm doing. Now, once I feel comfortable inside with my own self, that this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, Kofi, then the commitment become a marriage. It's not something that you just turn around and say, I want to marry you, know. But now, I can only speak for where I went. But then on top of that, it was the work that it took to keep the marriage working. I'm the one, not them, that got to the point I started stepping outside my marriage. I didn't realize that, be honest, and I don't like to say certain things, I wasn't finding them as interesting anymore. So I started reaching out to other women. Eventually, you hear people say, if you want to cheat, just leave. Eventually, I left. So I understand that statement. But when you in it, that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was just trying to have fun on the outside. But I had to be honest with myself, and I don't want to confuse nobody, that eventually, when I started stepping out, that was my way of walking away from the marriage. And I don't want it to sound, if it sounds kind of wild and crazy, I know, but I had to be honest with myself. And I had to realize they was beautiful women, they was good women, it was just me. You know? So that's why I share the way I do, Kofi, just to help people understand that certain things is okay. You know, we go through challenges, we go through changes. It's just the work that you have to put in to keep it together. And I refuse. I don't want to point fingers at nobody else. My first wife was my best wife. My second wife was a challenge. I'm the one that made the decision to walk away because I refuse to be in something and be miserable. You get me, Kofi? I refuse.
Yeah, I heard.
So being married, I want to be happy, joyous, and free, not miserable. Sitting in my car for hours before I go in the house and stuff like that. Come on. Feel like I need to walk on eggshells in my own house. Come on. So I'm just saying this because some people can work through stuff like that and love to be treated like that. Not me. Kofi, I don't want it. Kofi, you at work?
No, I mean, I just walked out. I just got off.
Okay.
I was on the highway at first, just got off. Yeah.
Okay, cause I know what you do. That's why I said you at work.
No, I got off when you talked to me earlier, but I was on the highway. But I'm great. I gotta take this call